Hey Capricorn, welcome to your 2021 reading. This is the first day of the new year and I'm so happy to be wrapping up these 2021 readings with your sign. I have such deep respect for Capricorns. One of my longest running friends, a friend that I've had the longest is a Capricorn, and she's just beautiful. I love her spirit, and she embodies a lot of the characteristics of Capricorn. Capricorn, I wanted to tell you that I'm going to be giving away a free tarot reading for your sign because it's your birthday month. So if you want to be entered into the drawing for the free 30-minute tarot reading, go ahead and leave a comment on this video, like it, subscribe if you feel so called, but most importantly, leave a comment. You can leave a comment on this video for Capricorn, the 2021 Capricorn reading. You can leave a comment on the January 2021 love reading for Capricorn, which has already been posted. I'll link it. And also you can leave a comment on the general tarot reading for your sign for January 2021. It has not been done yet. It'll be done in a few days, and keep your eyes peeled for that. So yeah, leave a comment to enter into the drawing for a free 30-minute tarot reading for Capricorn. I'm going to be pulling names on the 15th of January. Okay, so with that being said, this morning I pulled your cards. I meditated on them. There are 12 cards here for each month of the year. What I see, I'm going to take a step back and look at this from a distance and kind of describe to you what I see the general themes are. And the first thing I noticed is a sort of numeric progression here present in your cards. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what this suggests to me is that there is something that you're developing. There's a progression around that development. And it's at the beginning stages of development. It starts with 0, goes through 5. The other thing I notice is that there is a very nice interplay here between suits. We have cups, we have swords, we have wands, we have pentacles. I've also noticed here in your cards this vacillation between this expansion energy and this retraction energy. And I think that's normal where it comes to developing anything, whether you're developing yourself, whether you're developing a project, whatever it is, this vacillation between expanding, like taking action, moving out, and retracting, like processing what you've done so that you can assimilate the information and again, prepare yourself to take action. So there is definitely that back and forth energy of like moving forward and then taking a step back to process. You can see it here with the Fool in the month of January. You're starting off on a new path. You're starting off hopefully on the path that feels right to you. It's like your path. It's a totally new beginning. And then in the month of February, we have this reversed cups energy, which is a retraction. And then we have the Chariot in March, which is an expansion. And then we have the Two of Swords, which is a retraction. So again, I'm just spelling this out for you so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about here when I talk about the expansion retraction energy. But let's get into it here. In the month of January, we have the Fool, which is a beautiful way to start off the new year. The Fool is such a beautiful and wise energy. It's a tabula rasa. It's a blank slate. It's somebody who, or it's an energy of, I'm going to drop all my knowledge. I'm going to drop everything that I think I know. And I'm going to open myself to a new opportunity and come at it from a place of innocence and openness and receptivity and trust. I mean, deep trust and faith. There's a lot of joy present here in this card as well. Look at the sun that surrounds the Fool. Look at how the Fool carries a staff with a bag, a small bag. He's not carrying a whole lot. So only taking the essentials with him. And it's a new opportunity. It's a new beginning. And I do feel like this new beginning is the thing that is sort of the trigger, the spark of this thing that you're working on for the entire year of 2021, that you're developing for 2021. In February, we have the Two of Cups reverse. To me, this means there needs to be some work done here about aligning your emotions with your actions. How do you feel? How do you feel about this thing? And using the emotions or integrating the emotions with the actions. So you might hear me say this quite often when you are trying to reach an objective or accomplish a goal or manifest something into reality, bring a dream into reality, into fruition. There's a process that you can engage in that involves meditation, but also visualization and really feeling what this thing is, the feelings that this thing brings to you. Like, how would you feel if this thing were in your reality right now? So there's an alignment here that needs to happen between the way that you feel and the action that you take. So aligning your behavior with your feelings in order to kind of kickstart it. So food for thought, in February, there's an alignment between your emotions, the way that you feel, and the way that you behave, your actions, that needs to occur. It's like you're thinking about this. You're sort of doing the work of that alignment in February. In March, we have that alignment taking place with the Chariot. Look at how the Emperor in the Chariot has aligned these opposing forces, right? And there's something about aligning these opposing forces that allows the activation of his will to move this thing forward. The Chariot really moves things forward through the sheer force of his personality, or somebody who embodies that Chariot energy is moving something forward through the sheer force of his or her personality, through their will. Okay, so the work that happened here in February is successful to a certain extent in that it has aligned these opposing forces. You have aligned your emotions with your actions, and now this thing is moving forward in some significant way. The other thing I wanted to mention that I failed to mention at the beginning is that there are 5 major arcana here in this card, or in this spread, a pull of 12 cards. Nearly half of the cards are major arcana, so this does indicate a significant transformation, transition, development of some sort in your life for 2021. And I just remembered to mention that because there's the Fool at the beginning, and then there's the Chariot. Here towards the end is the Judgment. We have the Tower. We have a lot of major arcana happening. January, February, March, April. In April, here again we have a 2. Remember when the 2 came up in February in reverse? The 2 of Swords came up in reverse here as well. There's some sort of deliberation happening up here in the mental realm. There is a block, and it could be a self-imposed block, like you're intentionally taking a time out to really understand the truth, how you really think about something, what the truth is at this point in April. What is the truth? Blocking out external stimulation in order to go within and find that truth. You are successful in doing that. Could be that there's some decision that needs to be made in April as well, and the decision is made in May. You do come to the point of making a decision. This is a lot of clarity happening here. It's also a new way of thinking. Aces are always new beginnings. And Ace of Swords for me means like a new way of thinking about something, a new belief system, embarking on a new idea of some sort. And there was this time out that you took, which is very interesting. It comes after the Chariot, which is this like powerful movement forward, and then a timeout, like a block. Like I'm blocking external stimulation, what everybody else is saying, so that I can get to the truth of how I think about this thing. What is the truth for me? And then again, woof, this expansion energy, like, okay, this is the new thing. This is the new idea. This is the new way of thinking. This is the new perspective. and I'm moving forward with it. It's in May. Now, here's another pullback for you in June. There is some call for you that involves you, again, another awakening. I feel like this is an awakening on a more minor scale, obviously, because this is the major arcana, this is the minor arcana. It's almost like the universe wants you to move deeper into this new way of thinking, deeper into this perspective, and awaken even more to this new way of life, this new way of thinking about this project or whatever it is that you're working on here. Ace of Swords also has to do with imagination. And there's some resistance to it, Capricorn. There's some denial of the call. There's a resistance, and I say that because following this Judgment reverse, which is sort of denying the call, you can deny it all you want, but this is a major arcana. It's the Judgment card. It's happening. So, go with it if you can here towards the middle of next year, June and July. There is some sort of retraction, some denial of the call, some pulling back. Something has caused you to feel like you need to protect yourself, protect your resources, protect your energy, protect your body here in June and July. And it could just manifest like you're doing a lot of work here. You're moving forward in a powerful way. You're doing a lot of internal work, but I feel like this is towards something external, something that you're trying to bring into reality. So there's a lot of work happening. So it could just be like you're at that phase, again, like I described before with the expansion retraction. You're just at that phase where you're like, okay, hold up. Let me take a breather here and process some of this. I know that Capricorn, your sign is very methodical, very big into planning. Thinking through the steps. And so this could just be you sort of like, wait a minute, let me think through the steps here. Let me process this. Let me think through the steps so that I can see my way forward and feel comfortable, feel safe. Because this person is feeling a little like, I don't feel totally safe right now. I feel like I need to protect myself. I need to protect my energy and my resources. Okay. August. We have the Tower in reverse. Okay, so this card is read in a variety of different ways. It could be a disaster averted, right? And it could be that this retraction energy here in June or July has allowed you to take the introspective approach that you need, the reserved, the conservative approach that you need in order to avoid something that was coming that wasn't, that was potentially unpleasant. This is also read as there's some sort of illumination that wants to come through for you, Capricorn. There's a call to deepen your understanding of this thing here. This new idea, this new perspective, new way of thinking, new belief system, deepen it. There's a call there for you to deepen it. And then there's like, no, I'm going to take my time with this. I'm going to hold on to what is mine. I'm going to protect myself here. I'm not feeling on solid ground. I need to create a container for myself where I can feel stable and safe and secure in order to move forward. There's, again, resistance to some sort of illumination, because the Tower moment is ultimately about a flash of illumination, an awakening to a new understanding, right? Okay, so that brings us to September. We have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is really pulling together this whole reading. The Queen of Cups unifies emotions, imagination, and action. in order to manifest a creative dream. So there is, throughout this entire reading in 2021 here for you, Capricorn, a unification of your emotions with your action, an alignment of opposing forces. There is a new way of understanding something, imagination, right? A new way to think about something, employing your imagination in order to move forward in this progression toward the thing that you're working to develop. So, emotions, imagination, creativity, and action. The Queen brings all of that together when she manifests her dreams. Okay? I feel like that's what you're doing here, Capricorn. It's deeply metaphysical work. But I also feel like it's towards something that is very physical. When I say physical, I mean like present, tangible, practical in the 3D world. You are Capricorn after all. Whatever you work toward is going to be real. So, but there's this internal work that's happening, and it's about alignment. It's about alignment of those things, the emotions, the way that you feel about it, right? Your action, your behavior in the world, aligning those two so that it's very effective. And then imagination, the way that you think about it, your thoughts, your philosophies, your imagination, aligning all of those with action to manifest this real thing, this thing into reality. So Queen of Cups is sort of the synthesizer here of those things for you. And this is happening in September. October, now you're in action mode. You've synthesized, you've integrated, and now you're testing your abilities. You're testing, you're putting it into action. You're testing it. What do we have here? What are we working with here? What are the qualities of this thing? What are the qualities of my abilities? What are my abilities? Testing them against other people with similar abilities. This is taking action. You're like looking at it and you're like, oh, okay, that's what I'm working with. That's what I'm working with. And this is the end of the progression, I have to say. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5. Finally putting it into action and seeing what it looks like. It's really going to start to crystallize here for you in October. You get to see what it looks like. You get to test it out. Okay. In November, we have the 3 of Wands. Again, action. You have thought about it. You put together a plan. You implemented the plan and the strategy. You put it out into the world. And now you're standing very solidly on the ground, looking out, waiting for feedback. So here, before, you're testing it. Like, I want to know, I'm testing it. I want to know what this thing is about. Now you're putting it out into the world to further test it, to see what the world thinks about it, right? See what other information you can gather. But this card too is about fire, it's about earth, and it's about water. So again, a synthesizing of emotions with action, that earth energy and that fire energy. Like that emotions with the fire energy, the action energy, grounding it into reality. That's the earth energy. Okay, so I would say towards the end of 2021, whatever you're working on here, whatever you're building, whatever you're developing is starting to come. You're starting to see it. It's sensorial, like not only see it, but like there's been work done here and now it's like a full-blown thing. Not full-blown, nothing is really full-blown, but it's full-blown in that you can see it, you can feel it, you can, it's real. Okay? So then, this is December, King of Cups. King of Cups. Now this is a really interesting card to have towards the end of December, and you know, when it came up, it made me realize that there's not like a pretty wrap to the year. This thing is still progressing beyond 2021. It continues beyond this year. The King of Cups is somebody, it's a personality, a standalone energy as well that you could be embodying. But the King of Cups is in reverse, is somebody maybe to keep your eye on. They can be a little emotionally manipulative, out of balance with their emotions. Sometimes it does signify a weakness where emotional stability is concerned, and also where leadership and authority is concerned. So not having good boundaries around their emotions, in whatever way that manifests, in whatever way that looks. It can look a lot of different ways. It could be like a leader who can never really make a very firm decision because their emotions are running the show or swaying them. It could be somebody that you can't always you don't always feel safe with because their emotions, how do I say this? They're so fluid, their emotions are so fluid that their decisions vacillate from one minute to the next. And you never really quite know where they stand. They're not able to make a firm, decisive decision. And when you're in a position of authority or leadership, that's what you're called to do. You're called to make decisions that are solid, that you can stand behind, that you can back up, right? And so when the King of Cups is reversed, it can be somebody who's slightly emotionally manipulative. It can be somebody who is not able to make a firm decision, and so you can't quite count on them. It could be, too, just a matter of here you are in this position of leadership and authority, and your emotions are out of balance. You're not quite in touch or connected with your emotions. And so if that's the case, we're back at this place of like, how do I feel about this? And, you know, you're doing this work throughout the entire year of 2021 with really becoming aware of your emotions and then aligning your emotions with your actions, aligning your emotions with your thoughts, with your actions in order to manifest this thing. So this could be, again, having to step back and take a time out to do this work, to really get your emotions contained. This is, when the King of Cups is upright, it's emotional mastery. This is not repression of emotion. Emotional mastery is not repression of emotion. It's about creating a container for your emotions so that you can do magical work in the world. And that container also means that you're very aware of your emotions and you're tapping your emotions. And to do that magical work, to do your work, your emotions make you more effective. The King of Cups in reverse is just a call for you to get your emotions contained, right? To level up. There's a new level of emotional mastery that you're being called to attain. All right, Capricorn. Let us pull a card of guidance for you for 2021. What will we use? Let's use the medicine cards here. Capricorn, if this reading is resonating with you, please hit the like button. Helps the video to circulate amongst others, supports my channel, and I really appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here. And also leave a comment below, especially if you want to be entered into the drawing for a free 30-minute tarot reading for your sign, for your birthday month, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this. We want a card of guidance for you for 2021. I do feel like one of the challenges for you in this year is to work through your resistance. It's natural to have those periods of retraction. Okay, grouse came out. You know, I feel like I need to get a new deck because look, this one's bent. Literally drops out every single freaking time. So I'm going to put it aside. but I am going to tell you the meaning. Shit. Grouse, because it's so relevant, grouse is about aligning. It's about the sacred dance. It's about aligning your intentions with your action so that you can, so that they effectively support your locomotion. That's the word that this card uses. Locomotion is movement, right? So aligning your thoughts, your emotions, your actions in order to move forward most effectively. So that's grouse. Thank you, grouse. That was relevant, but let's shuffle again because I want to pull a card that maybe it's just selfish. I don't like seeing grouse or the same cards. It's not grouse. Nothing against grouse. But I just don't like seeing the same cards pop out every single time. So it could just be like a selfish thing for my own interest, I guess, where it comes to doing readings every single day. Okay, Capricorn. Card of guidance for you as you move through 2021. This does feel like a totally new thing that you're creating, that you're working towards, that you're developing toward. Has to do a lot with internal work, and it is in the interest of developing something in reality, manifesting something into reality. It feels very real to me. There are these points here in your reading, in your year, with the Judgment reversed and the Tower reversed, where there's a resistance. So one is in June, one is in August. Sort of resisting this awakening, resisting this flash of illumination. So just be conscious of that. Two of Hawk, or two Hawk, two. Again, a number two. We have 3 2s now present in your reading for 2021. 2 is about unification, bringing it together, right? Bringing one together with the other. And this is a messenger. Hawk is messenger. So let's read about Hawk, because this book says it better than I could. I love the depth of the descriptions in this animal medicine tarot deck. Hawk. Hawk is akin to Mercury, the messenger of the gods. Hawk medicine teaches you to be observant, to look at your surroundings. Observe the obvious in everything that you do. Life is sending you signals. Life is the initiation. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is Fool energy. Life is the initiation. And that's exactly what this Fool is about to embark upon. An initiation. If you've pulled the Hawk card, then right now a clue about the magic of life is being brought to you. This magic can imbue you with the power to overcome a currently stressful or difficult situation. The test is your ability to observe the nuances of power lurking nearby. Is power the talent you have and are not using? Are solutions always hard to find because you've lost the broader vision of Hawk? Or is the Great Spirit displaying a gift that you need only to receive? Have the colors of the morning inspired you to create, or has the gloominess of a present situation left you earthbound, unable to hear the voice within the raindrops splashing on your window? Pay attention. You are only as powerful as your capacity to perceive, receive, and use your abilities. Wow. Let's read more. Hawk medicine is a totem that is filled with responsibility because Hawk people see the overall view. Hawk is not like Mouse, who sees everything through a magnifying glass. Hawk medicine people are aware of omens, messages from spirit, and the color of the calling card you gave them 3 months ago. No detail slips by them unnoticed. So I think when they use that phrase calling card, they mean business card. That is a really old way of describing a business card. If Hawk has circled and landed in your card spread, you are to be aware of signals in your life, so notice and receive them. Hawk may be teaching you to grab an opportunity which is coming your way. On the other hand, Hawk may be bringing you the message that you should circle over your life and examine it from a higher perspective. From this vantage point, you may be able to discern the hazards which bar you from freedom of flight. Remember, Hawk has a keen eye and a bold heart, for Hawk flies close to the light of Grandfather's Sun. Oh, that's gorgeous. So that's exactly what we've done here with your reading, is we've taken a 60,000-foot view of what's happening here for you in 2021. We've pulled out the major themes, some of the challenges and the opportunities. We looked at the progression here, the development here. And I think that's what you're being called to do as well when you move through this thing that you're developing. Take a really broad vantage point in 2021. Step outside of your personal experience and observe and witness from a great distance what's happening, so that you can pull out the information that you need in order to be most effective here. Wow. Capricorn, I'm wishing you the best in 2021. Happy birthday month. I hope you have a beautiful birthday and a beautiful new year. Take good care.